I've got a big problem, you guys. I mean, it's just an absolute disaster. I bought this little robo vacuum for my tiny house, but the charger requires an open spot on the wall. Look around here. Do you see any free wall space? Only out here. And I don't want it out here. I don't want it out in the open like this. I don't want it right under the TV or next to the desk. It blocks the chair. The space behind the door is used for other things. I don't know where else to put it. Wait, go back. I think I have an idea. Stop. What do we have here? I have an idea. Let me show you what's going to happen. This here is the fridge. Door. This here is wall, and here's floor. The issue is, robo vacuum, that's vacuum. Vacuum doesn't fit. Dunk, dunk, dunk. It won't go under. Stupid. Lift fridge up. Stick it on the wall like that. Fridge on the wall, robo vacuum has plenty of space to charge. Under the fridge. All right, let's go. Wait a second. How do we make the fridge stick to the wall? If I give it something to sit on, let's say angle iron, if I staple or maybe screw in some angle iron to the wall, then the feet can sit on the angle iron. Screws into the wall, feet on the angle iron, just like that. And then up top, we're gonna have to make some kind of holding mechanism. Perhaps some metal piece that grabs the front. We'll have to add some space because we want some airflow. We like a little gap here. And then a screw goes into that guy, some screws in the top, and that would hold it, right? Because then we're holding the top in and the fridge is sitting down like that. Yeah, that's fine. That'll be fine. Wait a second. Tell them what they're gonna see. Oh. You will now see the man make the bottom part. Yeah, that thing. Perfect. Okay, plan. That was harder to get off than I thought. All right, now I'm behind the fridge. It's extremely small, tight space. It was difficult to film. I have the angle iron at last with the holes correctly drilled in the right place. I'm leveling it and raising it up so that the base of the fridge is 5 inches off the ground. I determined that was enough height for this robo vacuum and any future robo vacuum. I'm gonna put a 5/16 inch lag into that stud. That's the only stud I had nearby that was the width of the fridge, so that's going to be the most of the load on that guy there. Stop! Let's all just take a deep breath and learn something about 3/8 inch stainless steel lag screws. It's going to be awesome. I only have one stud here, so I'm going to have 2 of these. One lag at the top and one lag at the bottom. These screws are hex screws, and they are 3 inches long. Worst case, only 2.5 inches goes into the stud. Okay? The shear strength of a fastener is approximately 60% of the tensile strength. Tensile strength is pulling force. Shear strength is, well, shear force, the force trying to cut the bolt in half. A typical 3/8 inch lag bolt holds up to 272 pounds per inch of thread. Just do the math real quick, it's fine. We're just gonna go 2.5 inches times 272 pounds times 60% is 408 pounds. I have 2 of these lags holding up this fridge. I have the top one and bottom. 2 bolts is 816 pounds. I'm gonna derate it 30% for safety. 816 times 0.7. These supports come together to give a safe 571 pounds. This refrigerator is approximately 150 pounds. Means that I could put 421 pounds of imitation crab in this refrigerator safely. Anybody still here? Anyway, a couple of 1/4 inch toggle bolts and drywall on the sides for stability. And that wood there should keep the space. Give me that sweet airflow behind the refrigerator. Clean that up. All right, now we're gonna see if it holds. Put it up. Look at that. Seems plenty strong. Just gotta mark where it landed up there so I can get my bracket in the right position, lay it all out. Wait a second. The top part might be a little tricky. Let's just take a quick 300 hours and learn Fusion 360 so that I actually have a plan for this stupid thing. And here we have it with the fridge. Look at that. Fridge and bracket together at last. I couldn't be more excited. All right, this is the top of the fridge. The trim piece that goes on the top. So the reason I want to have this is because really I want my bracket to fit inside this piece. I don't want to interfere with any of this business because I want it to just slot right back on. I'm probably going to have to cut out little sections in the back with a Dremel or my multi-tool to get the L brackets on there so that they can come out the back and I can still have the nice cover here. Alright, I have to admit something. I've never actually fabricated something that needs to hold any significant weight. I've welded a couple of pieces of metal together before. But yeah, this is gonna test my skill, and hopefully nothing goes wrong. Bought a couple extra tools to help me out. Let's see how it goes. I've never actually fabricated anything. It needs to be able to hold any weight before. And I'm gonna try really hard not to drop this fridge on my head. And I'll just grind these welds down. A little more, a little more. I'll just grind these welds down. A little more, just a little more. It's actually square. Look at that, it fits. I'll just grind these welds down. A little more, a little more. I'll just grind these welds down. A little more, a little more. And I'll just grind these welds down till they're in need of re-welding. 'Cause I'm not good at this, but I'm trying. I'll just grind these welds down. A little more, a little more. I'll just grind these welds down. A little more, a little more. Alright, here it is on the top of the fridge. I did make some on-the-fly design changes. There's 3 connection points to go into the wall, and I didn't bother with putting the 2 in the front to hang onto the front of the fridge. I'm just going to screw it down on the top. I also didn't do that bottom right angle piece. It was there originally to avoid the screws in the door, but I'm actually going to make use of those screws. So basically I'm just going to cut off that left one. The majority of the load is going to be in that middle piece with the big lag, and then the other one will just stabilize, and that in combination with the screws on the top will be more than enough to hold this tiny fridge on the wall. Okay, let's just drill the holes in the bracket then, who cares? I really need to cut out a slot right here for one of the screws, but I don't have the tools to do it easily, so I'm going to do it in a pretty cheesy way, and it's okay, nobody will ever see it. Unless somebody actually watches this. No slot shaming. I was tired of making this thing at this point, so these holes were all eyeballed. I measured not a single one of them. Let's just count these real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 screws. That ain't going nowhere. This trim in the back needs to be trimmed so that these L brackets have a little bit of space. And now we find out if my eyeballed holes line up. Yeah. 9 out of 10. Fit. Alright, not too bad. Good thing it's in the back so nobody can see it. But I'm surprised this trim fit back on here over that bracket so cleanly. But will it work? And now, The moment everybody has been waiting for. A vacuum under a fridge. It was also a happy accident to doing this stupid project. Anything that was in this drawer was all the way on the floor before. All this stuff was all basically like picking it up off the floor. Now, it's a little higher.